Okay.
All right. So like I always do, and like I thought to start doing in this special series. This is a special series where I'm speaking with different young people who have had experience contesting for different positions as young candidates in Nigeria. Today I'm speaking with Ashidi Mamman, who was in 2023 was a deputy governor candidate under PRP in the 2023 elections in Kaduna State. Thank you, Ashidi, for the privilege to speak with you and to learn from your experience in the last election.
Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. So I think a good way to start is to know who exactly Ashidi is. Tell us a bit about yourself and what exactly, what specific moment or experience made you decide, you know what, I'm going to run for office in 2023.
All right. Let me start. My name is Ashidi Mamman.
I think I lost your voice.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you now.
Okay, my name is Ashidi Mamman, and I'm from Songa local government of Kaduna State, graduate of economics from Bingham University. I have been a humanitarian worker, a civil society advocate for a very long time. And then what actually made me delve into politics was by chance. Yes, I will call it by chance because I knew at some point I had to register into a political party. I had to identify myself with a political party. And then I did my own bidding. I contributed to the party in my own local government. I was doing it challengely, not because I was actually vying for any seat.
Okay.
So it happened in 2023 general elections. I was privileged to meet with His Excellency Hayatuddin Lawal Makafi, who contested under the platform of PRP then for the governor of Kaduna State. So I was part of the people who were actually following up to get a suitable running mate for him. I was part of the people.
Mm,
So there
mm,
was a day we were in his vehicle. We are discussing national issues like how to address them and all that. I never knew it was an interview he was doing for me
mm,
actually. So
mm.
when I got home that evening, he now called me. I saw his call. Then he said he would like me to be his running mate.
Wow.
Mind you, I told you I was part of people that was looking for a running mate for him,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
that he wants me to be his running mate. Immediately I said, "Sir, I cannot. I'm sorry, I can't." Yeah, he now asked me two vital questions. Is it that I don't have the capacity, or I don't want to work with him? I not thought about it. I said, okay, I will get back to him. Let me discuss with my
Mm,
wife. That was how
mm,
I joined the whole idea of politics. You understand? Though, so
mm,
right now I'm just into the NGO. Uh, for now, at the same time, I'm working at the background as a politician. So that's
mm.
just basically me.
Amazing. That's an interesting story. I mean, from moving from looking for a suitable candidate for for him, and then turning
Yeah,
out to now become his candidate. So I
yeah.
mean, at that moment where maybe I should ask you, what were the things you were considering before you said yes? I mean, by the time you said yes, I was going to do this. What did you consider? You know, before you finally accepted to be his running mate.
Okay, when you first mentioned that, two things came to my mind. You know, to be a politician in this country, you need to have plenty money. That's number one. And then you need to be well connected with the political powers
Yeah.
of the state. So those were the two things, and I knew I didn't have them at that moment. So I just
Yeah.
felt I can't be part of what he's asking me. So
Mm,
when he asked me, is it that I lack the capacity? I now thought about it deeply, and I noticed that okay, who did this to us? Over time, we believe that okay, you have to know somebody in government, you have to have
yes.
money. It doesn't. It's not about capacity anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
just those that are well connected and those that have money. You understand?
Mm,
And then
yeah.
over time, we are made to believe that this is the criteria
Yeah.
to participate. So I thought
Yeah.
about it. I said, no, 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 no. I think we are getting it all wrong. So, and
Mm.
then this is one thing we need to disabuse the minds of Nigeria that, okay, irrespective of who you are, just like the person in Kaura local government that became House of Rep member, he was shocked at first,
Wow.
So this is, we need to enlighten people. Okay, everybody that have the capacity, you are eligible, you can participate.
Mm. Amazing, actually. We're going to get deeper more into the entire experience, right? But I want to ask, at the time where you accepted and declared your ambition,
Yeah.
because you mentioned to me that you were highly involved in the civil society, you are doing a lot of humanitarian work, right? So I wanted to understand, by the time you joined politics and accepted to now even be the running mate of your principal at that time, what problem were you looking to solve that you believe that I need to move out of civil society and be in political office? That's the right path to solve that problem.
Okay. Even while I was still in the civil society, or what made me join the civil society in general is basically to better the economy, or let's say the a lot of people are passing through a lot when it comes to economic hardship. So it's
Yeah.
a way of devising means of having that liberation to come out of that uh, situation.
Mm,
So I saw it as an opportunity for me to be able to. It's a bigger assignment actually. When I thought about it, that me coming into the picture, it will help me to actually fulfill what I actually desire. That's fighting the economic hardship, just bettering the life of people. Basically,
mm,
that's just it. I know
mm,
there's one thing about making someone feel all right. If you are comfortable, let's say you are able to cater for your basic needs, the temptation of you involving yourself in some bad habits like internet fraud,
yeah.
prostitution, and other things,
Yeah.
it will reduce. The temptation will reduce. I'm telling you for a fact that the reason why people engage themselves in such behaviors is because the society, the economy is harsh to them.
Mm,
So they didn't have any choice than to do what they are doing right now.
mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm. Amazing, amazing. So I see Kaduna State is a very peculiar state. I mean, both of us agree. It's a state that I also follow closely. The current Speaker of the House of Representatives is from Kaduna State, right? But I want to really find out what your experience has been um, in the political party system. Now away from civil society, now you are now involved in politics. Before you run, or even before you join politics, what did you initially think politics would be like, and how is it totally different from your initial perception or perspective the moment you got right in?
Growing up,
Are there any
I was
form of
looking at,
difference?
okay, okay, yeah. Growing up, the difference, what I saw actually from the first, my first perspective was but that politics is a dirty game.
Yeah.
When my dad was alive, he was involved in politics, like very much involved in politics. And at some point, he told me that he wants me to join a party. I said I'm not interested because the way I was looking at it at that time, like it's not. I know it's not a game for the weak, and it's a dirty
Mm,
game.
mm,
So when I graduated, I now finally the reality now dawned on me that okay, if we continue to leave the bad leaders to occupy that space, then it's not going to get any better.
mhm,
That's where the whole idea of talking to some people on a personal note. I used to meet people that I feel they are capable. Like recently too, I met somebody who I know that if he is in the state house of assembly, he's going to do wonders because he's very
mm,
courageous. He speaks the truth without any without missing words. So I
mm,
told him that you need there. We need people like you in the seat. Unfortunately, he told me he just joined the pastor school, so he's not into politics. And I said, you see, so I keep meeting people one on one that okay, we need good people in
mm,
that space so that we able to change the whole narrative.
mm. So do you now believe that politics is a dirty game? That was your perception initially. Now you are in politics. Do you believe that politics is a dirty game?
Partially, I believe it's still a dirty game. At the same time, it can be corrected if
Okay.
the majority of people, if people keep with good mindset, with good ideas, and then those that are able to sacrifice, those that have that willful spirit to sacrifice to better this nation, and I think over time we are going to correct that notion that politics is a dirty game. But it's still a
Mm,
dirty game. People are playing dirty.
I agree. I agree.
Mm.
Actually, what was your rationale behind joining PRP? My curiosity. I mean, there was APC, there was PDP. Those are the big names you always hear when you want to run for elections. But I mean, PRP. What's your rationale? Why did you join PRP? Why not other party?
Okay, I joined PRP for few reasons. Being the fact that PRP once had a governor, late Balarabe Musa, who in his few days in office before he was impeached, he was able to build over 100 schools in Kaduna. He was
Mm,
able to he was able to construct over 1,000 kilometers road. This was done in his first year of office. He was able to start up companies like the tomato company in Ikara, syringe company in Kafanchan, like a lot of things.
mm,
The whole idea of him of governance, the kind of mindset he has while in power, is what I actually desire. Unlike
mm,
some of the politicians that will promise uh, heaven and earth when they are vying for office, but by the time they
mm.
get there, you notice that everything they've said is not what is actually playing out. So
Yeah.
this party has an antecedent. They've done very well. So I just felt okay. I was sharing in the same ideology with my principal, His Excellency Ayatollah. He so much believed in what late Balarabe Musa did in Kaduna, and he was
Mm,
willing to pick up where he stopped. So
mm.
he was, mind you, my principal was 1 year older than me. So we were very young. I think we were the youngest candidate in the
Wow.
whole of Nigeria. He's
Amazing.
very intelligent, you know. So it's actually a wonderful experience for me because I was exposed to learning a lot of things. You know, being the first time I was into that kind of picture. You know, I learned a lot.
Thank you, Ashidi. I mean, you come from it, like you mentioned, your father was a politician, so practically you must have seen how your father handled politics or meddled within politics and all of that, managed political relationships and networks, and what have you. Now you are in politics. If you add your father's experience and your current experience, what would you say? I mean, in terms of how political party actually works. What have you learned in the last few years being highly involved in politics and also learning from your father? What is that few things you would like to say about your experience about how the political party system in Nigeria works?
Okay,
Was your
one thing I
father in
learned.
PRP? Sorry to ask. Was your father in PRP?
Yes, he was in PRP. Initially, he was in APC, so he was part of the people that brought Rufai into power in 2015.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
he did very well for him in Sanga local government. He delivered Sanga local government, and he did very well. I saw what he did actually. So when Rufai came into power, you know, from what was promised, a lot of people have friction in this kind of ideas of governance here. So they have to change parties back
Sorry,
to
I'm now
PRP.
struggling to hear you.
Okay, okay,
I think
okay.
your voice.
Okay, am I audible enough?
Yes, yes, better now.
Okay. So my father was initially in APC, but later joined the PRP. And what I saw him did while he was in PRP, PRP was a became very, very small as of 2019. From that 2015 to next election period, that which is 2019, PRP was kind of almost dead. So they started digging it out to tell people, okay, let's join this platform to be able to uh, push these people, some certain set of people forward, so that what I saw him did was reaching out to some key individuals in my local government, the
Mm,
likes of the likes of um, former House of Assembly member who is what's her name again? Uh, Honorable Mrs. Comfort Amway. And then she's one of she told me one time that she respects my father so much, and then he has actually played a part in her involving fully into politics. So I think
mm,
he met the right people. He was able to reach out to women, to youth.
mm,
So the strategy is about speaking to the right people.
mm,
Yes, at that moment, the strategy. So, and being the fact that there is not too much of conflict of interest. When you are joining a party, and then people
mm.
are so much, there will be a lot of conflict of interest. So,
Yeah,
in fact,
yeah.
the reason I feel the reason why they had to look at my own ends to consider me to run is
Mm,
because they were not. It was not too crowded at that
yeah.
moment. But there are key people that matter a lot to the party, key people that are still standing strong when it comes to integrity. So these are the
Mm,
kind of people you you can find in the party. I think up to date, the son of late Chief MQ Abiola, who was the presidential candidate, he's still standing
yeah,
strong in the party,
yeah.
even though even though I've resigned from the party. Yes, so
Mm.
uh, I still appreciate the fact that they gave me that platform to run.
Thank you, Ashidi. We'll come to why you resigned in a moment, but I want us to first dig into your 2023 experience. I mean, you ran with your principal. How did you approach? How did you both of you approach building your campaign, raising team? Sending the right message. How did you handle voter engagements? Just tell us a bit about your entire campaign in 2023 election.
Okay, we were so busy at that moment in 2023. We had radio stations that sent an invitation. We had even TV interviews. We organized a town hall meeting with some key people in Rigasa, in Kafanchan, different places. But one of the strategy, or let me say, some of the strategies we used, it's not something that is common. We're able
Mm,
to reach out to, let's say, the key markets, especially in Southern Kaduna. I think that's where I was more engaged. In Southern
okay.
Kaduna, I was able to reach out to the, they call it Serkin Kaswa, that's the head of the market. Every market has their own market days
Yes.
in that
Yes.
area. So we reached out to them, we told them, and they confessed. They said that this is the first time somebody in that capacity meeting
Mm.
them one on one, sitting on a bench
Wow.
discussing these
Wow.
kind of issues. And one of
Wow.
them in, I think, Godogodo axis, one of yeah, we went there on their market days. The Seliki told me that I don't need to give him any money. All I need, let us give him the campaign materials, the posters, and everything. He will he will post it, and he will even organize. He will go ahead to organize meeting with people and inform them of the development, how that we do this, and this is what we talked about. he was ready to do all that because he was excited. So at that moment, I knew that there had been a gap between the politicians
Yeah.
and even the people claiming they want to rule.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a huge gap between them. So
Mm.
most of the campaigns, I'm telling you, the politicians are after influential people. They go for people that have a lot of followers on Facebook.
Mm.
But the
Mm.
key matter, the people you want to govern, you've not had a one-on-one moment with them to even understand
Mm.
what their issues are. So
Mm.
we're able to penetrate all these areas, some key areas that I'm telling you politicians hardly visit. We were given two policemen and two DSS officials. So there were only four security with us. But I'm
Mm.
telling you, we went to one area. Is it something? It's just a village that strictly Fulani people. To some extent, some people will be scared of insecurity. They don't want to go there. But
Yeah.
we went there, wanted to understand their minds. We sat down with them and we told them. And I'm telling you, these people, when we went in Southern Canada, just before crossing, I've forgotten the name of the village. But we sat down with them and said, okay, what is the issue? And we told them that, okay, you are familiar with what is going on in this country, and most of this evil that is being done is from some Fulani people. We were very very open with them, and they told us that they also used to caution them, and some of them know them. Some of them in the village, they know the people that are doing all
Mm.
these things. And then
Mm.
that's you that we went as far as that to understand what the problem is, so that we're able to provide a solution.
Mm.
It's not about it's not about giving you campaign promises. Tell you, okay, this is what we
Yeah.
intend to do when we, and then that's all. Where did we get it from? They complain about not having schools. There's no government presence. They need a road that will link up. Like they were saying a lot of things. But I think it's high time
Mm.
for politicians, irrespective of the constituency or the area you intend to govern. You need to have one-on-one conversation. You need to understand the problems in there so that you'll be able to address it
Mm.
generally. So
Amazing.
that was the kind of strategy we used. We went to
Mm.
markets, we went to churches. In fact, most churches that we went to with my principal, he was given opportunity to speak to
Okay.
people like, and then whenever he holds the mic, you notice that okay, he's very very intelligent. Sorry, he's very very intelligent, and he
Yeah.
knows what he's saying. So we're able to penetrate people because of the kind of mindset and then the ideas that we have.
Mm. Thank you, Ashidi. I mean, I hear people, when you are running for different offices, the strategy may be different, right? You have to use a mix of different strategy. I've heard people say that um, if you are running for a local government chairman position, for example, maybe the local strategy may work, but the offices that you are vying for, yourself and your principal was, yeah, that was a gubernatorial election, which means that you need sort of like a wide range, of campaign that cuts across the entire Kaduna state. So I wanted to
Yeah.
know if your strategy worked. I mean, and that was an election where you were contesting with somebody who the outgoing governor then was from one of the major party, APC, right? I
Mm.
mean, His Excellency, what's his name again?
Fine.
Erifai, right? And then he's bringing in a successor who he anointed, and so sort of like there's a word on the street that says that you need a lot of money, to unseat the incumbent. You need a lot of money to unseat the incumbent political party and all of that. I wanted to know what your
Mm.
perception as a party and as candidates during the last election were as regards unseating the APC, in the 2023 election, and how you were able to navigate funding and how it affected your chances, because they usually say that politics is expensive. I wanted to know your perception and how you think it affected your election.
Okay. First of all, I would like to speak on finances. The funding actually didn't come as expected. So I think that was one of our major challenges because things that we wanted to do, areas we wanted to go, we couldn't because of limited resources. But at the same time, I can. It was very very clear. You saw what happened in Labour Party in 2023. It wasn't
Yes.
about money. It was about Nigerians that woke up
Yes.
at that moment. So we were so much believing that it's going to be successful because some Nigerians who are already tired of what's going on in the country wanted a change. So not for political party. It doesn't. It's just beyond the political party at that moment. If you saw what happened,
Yeah.
and this is to show you clearly that Nigerians are waking up to their responsibilities. And then the unseating the incumbent is going to be we know it's going to be very very difficult because they'll use everything they had against us. One of the experience we had, we were supposed to participate in the BBC interview. They were interviewing all the gubernatorial candidates at that moment, but
Okay.
we did not receive an invitation. It was
Mm.
on the day that we were interviewing them that we saw it. I
Mm.
started reaching out to the people I know, even His Excellency. How is that possible? That they are interviewing those that out of the 15 political
Candidates.
parties, even in Kaduna, the key political parties that had the gubernatorial candidate, I think we are
Yeah.
15. So I think
Okay.
about seven stepped down for APC.
Okay.
But on several occasions, some people met with my principal. They wanted him to join force with the APC to let's just step down for them, and he refused because of what he believed, and then the people that believed in him. So he didn't want to disappoint. So that was why we kept pushing. But thank God, at the end of the day, we knew we won with. I wouldn't say we lost. We won with over 5,000 votes, which made us the I think the fifth position. So
Mm.
that was our first try.
Yeah.
It was our first try, and then this happened. So I just believe that Nigerians are beginning to wake up to understand that okay, it's
Mm.
not about the two mudu of rice anymore. It's not
Yeah.
about the 5,000 naira you give at the polling units.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
capacity at this, because thank God everybody is feeling the heat.
Yeah.
If you go to certain places, you will not believe the kind of hardship people are passing through, because
Mm.
this is just a wake up call that okay, at this coming elections we need to do better.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah,
True.
so basically
Ashidi, thank
Nigerians
you.
are
I
beginning.
mean, yeah, go ahead. Finish your thought.
uh,
Finish your thought.
no, I just said basically people are beginning to understand that okay, politics is now beyond these little things you get during campaign. It's about competency.
Yes, I totally agree. I mean, 2023 showed us that even the bigger parties now realize that, you know what, politics is now more than APC and PDP, where it's a two-way thing where people just go run and you are asking yourself, is either APC or is PDP. Many Nigerians are
Mm,
beginning to become more enlightened and realize that
mm,
we have to, beyond looking at the party, we have to start looking at the individuals who are contesting. And I totally agree with you
mm,
that it's going to be more, in subsequent election. Case in point, in 2027 election, we're now seeing many other parties rising up, that used to be minority parties, but I think the line around minority parties are now becoming blurrer, as the day goes
yeah,
by, as we now have more elections, right? So
mm,
I'm going to ask you, you mentioned earlier that your principal is like a year older than you, right?
mm,
So I'm putting him into the category of young candidates as well. So I'm going to ask you how that affected your election. Apart from being young candidates as well, were there other forms of resistance or discouragements you faced, maybe from family, maybe from party structures or general public at large?
um I wouldn't speak for him, the kind of, because he's at the front line. Maybe he has been receiving the basketballs from people, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't know. But on my own personal end, there was a day I visited one woman from my church. So when I went to the house, I was actually around there, so I just felt I should say hello. So when I
Yeah.
got inside and I greeted her, the next thing she told me was in Hausa, Ama waya rudeka okay, joining
Mm,
politics. Like, who is deceiving me to join politics? Do I think I'm going to win or because of the position? You understand?
mm,
This is somebody that is
mm.
close. Sometimes you receive such discouragement, even from your family, from people that are
Yeah.
close to you. But
Yeah.
just like I said earlier, over time they made us to believe that we are not yet. It's not yet time. You need to
Yes.
get more money, build houses, buy cars. By the time you're
Mm,
financially okay, that's when you come and contest. That's the narrative right now. But I need to remind Nigerians, they need to understand that Yakubu Gowon became head of state at the age of 31.
yes.
Murtala Mohammed became head of state at the age of 37. So
Yes.
this, so what actually happened that now young people are seen as ineligible to contest
Mm,
for any position? You understand?
mm.
And then I was taking a study from the last election. I mean, before the election, the voter registration. Over, I think, 93.4 million people registered for votes. And then out of these 93 million people, 70 million people are from the ages of 18 to 49. So we have the power, we have the population
Numbers.
power,
Yeah.
we have the population power to even grab this opportunity. You understand? So we need to. It's just like we need to disabuse the mind of people. I don't know who did this to us, but I'm telling
Mm,
you, this is something we need to speak out so that people will understand that when it comes to population, we have it. When it comes to intellect, we have it. When it comes to capacity, we can deliver. In fact, a
yeah.
lot of young people are going into technology. In fact, old people will not be able to do what young people are doing nowadays.
Yeah.
But we are not given the chance. And except we do that, we will continue to face this kind of issues we are having today, like the internet fraud, prostitution, a lot of bad habits going on in the society today.
So let me pick your words, and I mean ask a further question from your, I mean, pick your brain, your words, pick your brain as well. I agree, we have the numbers. Everybody, I mean, there's literally no politician who is vying for any position who don't always rely on young people. I mean, I was interviewing somebody who contested in Adamawa State yesterday, and then he
Yeah,
mentioned to me how that the motivation for him running was that every election, youths are always used as political machinery. I'm using his words. Youths are always
very
used
true.
as political machinery, but after they get into the office, they are abandoned, they are forgotten. And so that was a motivation for him to say, you know what, I want to run, not for anything, just to let them know that young people can do it. We have the numbers, we have the intelligence, we have it. But like you mentioned, one of the discouragement you had was from people who were closer than you. I believe
Mm.
that there's a perception and there's a mindset around young candidates, right? How do you think we can? Because in 2027, I'm expecting more young people to get into this thing. I'm expecting more young
Yeah.
people to get into parties, to pick party nomination on
Mm. Sorry, at some point I lost you due to the network, but I'm getting you clearly.
yeah, but can you
I
see
can
me
hear you
now?
now.
Yeah, so my question is, how do you think we can correct the perception about young candidates? Most times they feel like young candidates are, I mean, your experience, they don't have the resources, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the competence, they don't have, however, young people have the numbers and they have the intelligence. We see young people thrive across different industries. So what is that perception and how can we correct that perception about young political candidates running for offices?
Okay, first of all, like I said, we need to disabuse our minds concerning parties, any party that you are, or what I'm
Mm,
seeing now that is playing out. Anybody that is involved in, let's say, a member of, let's say, the PDP, APC. NDC, any party at all, I noticed that what they do is they try to fight for the party. They try to give reasons why you should join the party, not actually focusing on the candidate they are having.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
a lot of sentiments are coming in, being that okay, because you don't belong to my party,
Yeah.
that's the first yardstick they used to measure. Okay, you don't belong to my party. I see
Mm,
you as somebody that cannot deliver. That's the
mm.
number one problem
True.
that we are having. Initially, or let's say we are supposed to look at the capacity of that individual, how he's able, let's say from his antecedent, what he's able to do. From story, word of mouth, you get to understand the kind of person that candidate is. From there, we'll
Mm,
know this person, if he has the capacity, why don't we just join force, irrespective
mm.
of the party, vote for that person.
Yes. Yes.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
the number one enemy we are having right now is just
Mm,
this divide in political parties.
mm,
Because you don't belong to my party, then I can't support you. So except we are
mm,
able to grow past that, we will still be um, going round cycle. We'll still be maintaining the same problem but different approach. So the thing
mm.
is, we need to look at it beyond the party, beyond
Yes.
the party line. Yeah, let's conquer that. Let's remove that from our mindset. It's not about party, it's about the individual you are presenting. If in a if, I wish there is a platform. I just appreciate your platform right now, because I wish we have more platforms that will bring the youth into this reality to understand
Mm,
what's going on right now.
mm,
Seriously, we need to take that stand. To me, like I said earlier, I resigned not because I was angry with my party,
mm,
but
mm.
what am I actually, the seat that people are vying for, the seat that I vied for in 2023, and maybe the one I intend to do later on in years coming.
Yeah.
The main reason I'm doing all this is for the people. And
Yes.
what I saw happened in 2023 concerning Peter Obi,
Mm,
it's just a reflection of the minds of people from the street.
mm, mm,
People from the street spoke this time around. It's not about
mm.
the party, what's it called, the primaries that key people will go and sit down, present a flag bearer,
Yeah.
But this time around, people spoke from the street that this is who we
Yeah.
want.
Yes.
And it's high time government start respecting what that's people they claim to govern, let them start
Mm-hmm.
respecting their. It's high time the government officials start respecting that.
Mm,
Because
mm,
a lot of times, if you notice, okay, in this particular area, I'm not going to get votes. One of the issues will not send election materials there, so that,
mm,
but you announce the results, and then there's
mm,
nothing. If you're not happy with it, they will say go to court. That has been
mm,
the language.
mm.
So I just thank God that Nigerians are beginning to wake up to understand this reality.
Yes, and I think it will be more. Thank you for that. I think it will be more because I think more Nigerians are becoming awakening towards the entire political, system in Nigeria. So let's look back at your 2023 election, when you were not announced or when your party was not announced as the winner of the election. In that context, how did you personally process that result?
Okay, on that particular day, on that fateful day, I know I was at home. I just went out, casted my vote, and then came back home. So when I was following the announcement of results on the television. So from the announcement, you know that okay, definitely they've been mentioning just few people from my party, few people from my party. I now ask myself this question: where were the people that always rally around us when we were
Mm,
campaigning?
mm,
We've been to several churches, and then they gave us their word that they're going to
mm.
vote for us. You
Yes.
know, but when I saw the number of people that voted, I said, "Wow, we still have a long way to go."
Mm,
Which means the politicians are doing their own, and then even the people are doing their own. You know, so
Yeah.
everybody is having a part to play in spoiling this
Yeah.
country. If you
Yeah.
know, that's why I like the white people. They will tell you to your face, we don't like you. Yeah, or if they like you, they'll tell you they like you. But in this situation, whereby every politician that will come to this area today, the same people will go and rally around him and say, Munatari, we are going to vote for you. Just because they want to get something little, the little change they
Mm,
will give them
mm,
that will not even last
mm.
24 hours, you know. So I think that's another thing we need to conquer as a people. If really we want this nation to work, we need to be sincere to ourselves, you understand? Because we are deceiving, the politicians are deceiving us, we are also deceiving the politicians. At the end of the day, nobody is benefiting, we're all suffering it. So I think we need to understand, like I said, if I don't have the capacity, you don't have to vote for me. But
Yeah.
I think Nigeria needs now is a sincere heart, somebody that will
Mm,
come and deliver, because
mm.
we are tired. You know, somebody will come into office and you see that as an opportunity to gather wealth for himself that will help him. I think some people are beginning to have phobia for poverty. So once they get into office, they want to gather a lot so that they don't get
Yeah.
into that situation again. So that's what is
Yeah.
actually affecting us as a nation.
Yeah, amazing, Ashidi. So let me move you now into. I mean, you mentioned earlier that you left the PRP, right? So maybe we should talk a bit about why you left, what your plans are, right? Are you planning to run again in 2027 under another party? And if you had the opportunity to run again, what do you think you are going to do differently? I mean, from listening to you, there's been a lot of experience that you had in the last election, and so I like to know what exactly you would do differently if you are running again, for maybe another office and all of that.
Okay. First of all, me leaving the party last year was, I thought about it deeply, and I saw that okay, some of the ideologies I'm having, I carry, some of the passion I carry is not does not align with the party. And
Mm,
just like I said, if a party will do anything that will benefit the Nigerian people directly, especially those who cannot speak for themselves, those that are on the street, then I'm up for that. I don't
mm,
care who is the presidential candidate, or but as long as you give a common man the opportunity to be able to participate and be able to see himself as somebody that is valuable. You know, a lot of people are made to believe, okay, you are nothing, you can't do anything. You know, it's the kind of I wouldn't call that, would I say, status shame. They are shaming their status in
mm.
such instance. So I just felt I need to. I'm looking for a party. I've not joined any party officially, but
Okay.
I've seen one and I'm still observing it. If it rhymes with my own kind of ideology, then I will join it. Not because I'm vying for a particular seat, but because the party is presenting an opportunity for young people that are intelligent to thrive
Okay.
in that area. So
Okay.
that was one of the reason. That was the reason why I left my party. Not because we have any fracas or anything, but
Okay.
even my letter of resignation, I appreciated them for the opportunity. But now
Mm.
looking at way forward in 2027, I don't intend to run for any position yet.
Elected.
Because
Okay.
I'm still building myself. You know,
Mm.
and every leader needs to imbibe that culture that okay, even if you are on seat or not on seat, you need to develop yourself to some certain extent that by the time
Yes.
you find yourself in a position, you'll be able to
Yeah.
deliver. Yeah, you will be able to deliver well. And um, in 2031, hopefully, I'm looking at something. A lot of people met me, my friends met me that I should contest. I said no, no, no. Like I'm not convinced yet in this
Mm.
2027.
Mhm.
So right now I'm working at the background, looking at.
Okay.
I've reached out to. I've sent a message to some young people that I know came out, irrespective of
Mm.
their party. I sent them a
Yeah.
message that I'm proud and I'm in support, and this is what Nigerians should do. If you
Yeah.
see anybody that will be able to deliver well, vote
mm,
for that person. That's the truth.
mm,
In fact, it could be one of the reasons why I'm kind of dragging my feet in joining a party. But because
mm.
if you join a, there are things you may not be able to say publicly. You
Yes.
understand? So I just felt it would tie me down to some extent. So I didn't
Mm.
officially reach out to a party, but I've reached out to people that I know have the capacity to deliver.
Nice, nice. Thank you, Ashidi. There's a saying on the there's a saying in public that Nigerian political parties are bereft of ideology. I mean, people believe that all political parties in Nigeria are the same. They don't have any form of ideology. What do you think about that?
A lot of issues we are having concerning party always come from the national executive.
Mm, mm,
Issues today, and then it's based on personal interest, their own personal interest. Sometimes if they have, let's say at some point, nobody was talking about Labour Party in 2023, but
yes.
when people joined, they started having leadership crisis, even to the
Mm,
extent of going to courts and so on.
yeah.
You understand? Just to tell you that this is how desperate people are vying for power. They're not
Mm,
after, okay, well, okay, let me just step down. Since you insist, okay, let me step down for you. But for the main reason, main purpose that this party will go forward, this party will be able
mm,
to deliver to people. So it's always the
mm,
leadership neck. They are the one causing problems. Wherever you go, if you see a party that is failing, it's from the political. And once they're into power, they don't want to relinquish that power. They want to remain there. They don't want to give anybody. So they will guide it with everything that they have, the good ones and the bad one, mechanisms. Those use them to ensure they remain in power. So I
mm.
think it's just the leadership problem from the party that we always encounter, and I'm hoping that NDC, since it's owned by what's it called? What's the name of this
Senator
owner?
Dixon.
Yes, the Senator Dixon. I just hope they will not have party crisis and leadership crisis, because once something like this is coming up, next thing you see that, okay, there's a problem. This particular state chairman is having problem with his secretary and like that, or
Yeah.
another party. So I just pray it wouldn't be like that anymore.
I totally agree with you. Like what we experienced in the ADC,
Mhm.
Nigerians are watching and hoping that we don't experience the same in the NDC, right? I
Yes,
also believe that. I mean, we are in the political season. We'll be having different political dramas and character. But
yes,
my sincere hope is that Nigerians keep watching. Nigerians are educated enough to know what to do during the election when all of this entire political drama dies down, right? And they now finally have candidates, right? We should look beyond the party and then we should look at the candidates and the credibility and capability of the candidate to deliver the kind of country or nation that we want to see. Thank you, Ashidi. It's been a great time discussing with you.
thank
I
you.
just have one last question, and the last question is something that is very personal to me, right? And it's the
Mm,
reason why I'm doing this entire podcast series is to be able to give the next generation or the next young person who is looking to run for office some form of guidance,
mm,
some form of perspective, right? Some form of
mm,
truth that they will typically not find on the streets of Nigeria or the political streets, right? What is that one truth
yeah.
you wish every young person who is considering running for office today should know before they get started?
Okay. I've seen situations whereby young people that are running for office, because if the older people are beginning to see that they will be like a threat to their political pursuit, they will
Ambition.
now want to settle them. They will settle them. It's okay. Why don't you just step down for me, and then I'm going to settle you in this manner. So I think
Mm,
that's very, very wrong, because the reason
mm,
why some people are pushing it forward is because they believe that Nigeria can be better. The Nigerians need the system needs to be in the hands of people that are capable. So
mm,
by the time stepping down because of quick money, plenty
mm,
money, that money or that position they will offer you It's going to look attractive, but at the very, very end, you notice that, okay, they are actually keeping the nation entirely in a very deplorable manner, which is very,
mm,
very wrong.
mm,
So, I
mm,
would like my own message to people that intend to, or young people that are already vying for a position, is to consider integrity and service above everything. Because
yeah.
if we consider integrity and service, we are going to build a future that we all will be proud of. Even if it doesn't affect us directly, our children will have a very, very good atmosphere or environment
Mm,
for them to grow up and then be
mm,
better people. So this vision we are carrying is not about the 2027 alone or maybe the next 4 years. It can
mm,
even go as far as 20, 30 years or 50 years. Our
yeah.
next generation is going to be the ones that will benefit from all this fight that we are all doing. Like this platform, you are giving Nigerians to speak out their minds. I'm telling you, people may not understand, but with time, they'll get to understand that it has a very, very long term impact in the lives of people. So it's
Mm,
very, very commendable, I must say. And then it's high time for Nigerians to stop asking or stop complaining about what has Nigeria done for me. You
mm.
understand? And start asking, what will I do as a person, as a Nigerian, to contribute to better this country? I think that's what
Thank
is
you
the
so
mindset.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ashidi. That reminds me of JFK's quote. I mean, we should ask not what we can gain from our country, but what we can give, to
Yes.
our country. I totally have enjoyed my conversation with you, and I
Yeah.
totally agree with you that we should place every young Nigerian who wants to pass through this route should place integrity and service above every form of ambition. Thank you, Ashidi. I totally, totally, totally appreciate your time and your perspective, to the political issues in Nigeria. I also wish you the best. I'm looking forward. I'll be watching your social media handles to see the party that you are going to declare, membership in the next few weeks or few months. But trust me, I'll be here also supporting you. Right, I'm very, very much interested in political things as well. So I'll be supporting you anytime you declare 2031. I'll be here, God keeping us alive, until we see the better part of Nigeria that we all desire. Thank you, Ashidi, for your time. I totally appreciate you. Please do
Thank
have
you.
a wonderful weekend.
You too. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Yeah.